We need to talk about that Nintendo Direct. So yesterday we got our big, huge September Nintendo Direct. It was on the 13th, which was obviously yesterday. And after watching it, I think a lot of people will agree with me on this. That was probably one of the hardest sit-throughs that I have ever had to go through out of any live presentation in general. Just sort of the pacing, how they were going through each announcement and stuff, like 3 to 5 minute trailers, sort of loads of JRPGs and other games taking up the Nintendo Direct. It wasn't as good as the other ones in my opinion. It could probably be like a B, C or maybe even D tier. But this Direct wasn't as exciting as the others, and today I'll just be explaining why, and why I think this, because I've never really wanted to say this or anything, but I'll just explain why today, because overall this Direct was just really hard to sit through, with all the different announcements and stuff, all the pacing and stuff, all the stuff that didn't really catch people's attention. So today I'm going to be talking about that Nintendo Direct, so let's get into it. So again, one of the first things that made me think, made me lose hope for this Direct was the pacing. They spent the first 20 minutes just talking about JRPGs. It was just the first 20 minutes they were talking about JRPGs like Harvestella, tons of farming simulators. The only JRPGs that really got me excited were Fire Emblem Engage and Octopath Traveler 2, but all the other ones just didn't look interesting whatsoever. It was sort of like a wasted slot going over 20 minutes of JRPGs rather than the big sort of first party announcements, the big huge announcements that everyone wanted. People were going into the Direct wanting a new Mario game. People were going into the Direct just wanting tons and tons of stuff. But it was just sort of the first 20 minutes was just JRPGs. And that was the really annoying thing for people. Because JRPGs aren't as big as platformers and other types of games, so spending the first 20 minutes on the biggest Direct since the February Direct is quite a waste of time in my opinion. But I'm glad they did touch up on a few JRPGs, but spending 20 minutes on some of them, they could have saved some for the next Nintendo Direct or other mini trailers, but I feel like they just shouldn't have spent 20 minutes on JRPGs. So obviously we did have some big announcements mixed into the Direct. We finally got Pikmin freaking 4. We got a teaser for Wave 3 of the Booster Course Pass, obviously teasing Merry Mountain and Peach Gardens. Obviously they were in the data mine leak, so it's pretty obvious they were coming. We got The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, which is now called The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Its release date is set for May, and its title was actually revealed yesterday. We also, of course, got Fire Emblem Engage. We got the Nintendo Switch Sports update, obviously. And we obviously got, of course, the new Mario Strikers characters, Diddy Kong and Pauline. That's right, I called them. And there were some big announcements mixed into there, which was really great. And it was just really good that they were mixing in so many big announcements in there. So obviously the big reveal for everyone in the Nintendo Direct, the most anticipated reveal for the Direct, was more news on Breath of the Wild 2. Not only is Breath of the Wild 2 releasing in May of next year, but we can also finally stop calling it Breath of the Wild 2. It's now called The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which in my opinion is a really good name. I had an idea for Harmony of the Wild, but obviously The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is a very interesting name for the game. And we are getting it on the 12th of May 2023, so we don't have to wait too long for that. But overall, those were the only big announcements really in the Direct, other than farming simulators and JRPGs. So obviously the Direct did have many flaws, like obviously the pacing of each announcement, the amount of JRPGs and farming simulators shown, and just not as many exciting announcements in the Direct. But obviously, this is just my opinion. I'd probably give it a B, C, or a D. It's definitely not worthy of an A. But again, you can give your opinions in the comment section down below. It's totally fine. You know, this is just my opinion. The comments would be your opinion. So just give your opinions on the Direct down in the comment section below. But anyway guys, what did you guys think of this video? What was your feelings about the Nintendo Direct? What did you think of the Nintendo Direct? Personally, I thought it wasn't the best one in the world. But yeah, that's my opinion, that's your opinion. If you have a different opinion, you know, let me know down in the comments section. And anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!